So a very good morning once again to dear students of class 11, and let us continue with the part 2 of the video on Act 3 Scene 2 of the Tempest, and let's continue from where we had left off in our previous video, that is the part 1 of this video. So I'm scrolling up to that page, and I expect all of you to open your textbooks and go to that page, plus you may see the pages on this particular screen. So we are beginning from, as you can see on your screen, page 84, and Stefano says, in tune with what Caliban has been requesting him to tell Trinculo. Stefano says, stand further, come proceed. Stand further is said to Trinculo, and come proceed is said to Caliban. And now Caliban continues, and he says, why, as I told thee, 'tis a custom with him the afternoon to sleep. Why, as I was telling you before, that it is customary for Prospero, he's referring to Prospero when he uses the word him, that in the afternoon he sleeps. There thou mayest brain him, having first seized his books. So he says, you can easily hit him on the head, and you can easily kill him when he is sleeping. But before that, make sure that you take away his books, because his strength comes from his books. His liberal art or his magical art is something which he derives from his books. So his books of magic have to be removed first, or with a log batter his skull. So you can brain him, that means you can knock out his brains, or else using a log of wood you can batter or fracture his skull by hitting him on the head, or paunch him with a stake, or else you can rip open his belly with a sharp piece of wood. Stake is a sharp piece of wood. The meanings are all given alongside, so you can have a look. Or cut his weasand with thy knife. Weasand means windpipe. So you can also kill him by slitting his throat with a knife. Remember first to possess his books. But he gives the reminder that before killing Prospero, Stefano should remember to take away his books. For without them, he is but a sot, because without his books, he is no better than a drunkard. That means, just as a drunken man, so also is Prospero, that is aimless. Just as a drunken man doesn't know where he is going and cannot keep his balance, in the same way, Prospero is totally or completely helpless without his books. So make sure that you take away his books. So he is but a sot, as I am, nor hath not one spirit to command. So without his books, as I can tell you, he does not have the capacity to command a single spirit, which includes Ariel. So he says that Prospero, who controls and governs the spirits who work for him, they are controlled by him because of the books that he has. Because those books are books of magic, and by means of his magical powers, he is able to control the spirits. But if you take away his books, then the spirits cannot be controlled by him, because he cannot read and chant spells from his book or his books, and he cannot control the spirits. So then he says, they all do hate him as rootedly as I, burn but his books. So all the spirits who are controlled and governed by Prospero actually hate him, just as I hate him. Deep rooted, very deeply. Rootedly means very deeply. So all the spirits hate Prospero with the same kind of intensity of hatred as I do. Burn but his books. He has brave utensils, but make sure that you burn his books, because he has some very fine implements. Utensils are tools or implements. Meaning is again explained alongside. For so he calls them, which when he has a house, he'll deck withal. So that is what he calls those implements. And when he has a house of his own, he has plans to decorate his house with those implements. So he is very proud of what he possesses, his books in particular. Those are his actual equipments by means of which he can be all powerful. And when he has a house, he has plans to decorate his house with all his books and other such implements. So, and that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a non-pareil. So, but then among all other possessions of Prospero, the one which is most beautiful and the most important for him is his daughter, and he himself considers that his daughter does not have a parallel or a match anywhere in the world. That is, she is unique, nobody's like her, she is the best. So this is what he calls her, that she is a non-pareil. So then he goes on to say, I never saw a woman but only Sycorax, my dam, and she. So I have never seen a woman in my life except my mother Sycorax. Dam means mother. So my mother Sycorax, and then this girl, Prospero's daughter. But she as far surpasseth Sycorax, as greatest does least. But then in terms of beauty, in terms of attractiveness, the daughter of Prospero surpasses Sycorax, my mother, by far, that is, by a lot more qualities of beauty and, attractiveness than Sycorax, my mother. She is so beautiful, and can be said that just as the greatest surpasses the one who is the least, the same could be said about Prospero's daughter and Sycorax, my mother. That Prospero's daughter is by far the most beautiful in comparison to Sycorax, my mother. So Stephano says, is it so, brave alas? Okay, so you mean to say that she is really such a beautiful girl? Lass means girl. Remember, lad is boy and lass means girl. So, is it so, brave alas? So, do you mean to say that she is so beautiful? Brave here means beautiful. Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter and I will be king and queen. Save our graces. So, the drunken Stephano says, okay, fine, monster, whatever you have told me, I can, with respect to that, I can tell you that I am going to kill this man, and then this man's daughter will be my queen and I'll be the king, and together we will be the king and queen of this island. And Trinculo and thyself shall be viceroys, and both you and Trinculo will be my viceroys. Okay, so special nobles who will be attending on me and the queen. Dost thou like the plot, Trinculo? So, do you like the plot, Trinculo? Trinculo says, excellent. Trinculo, of course, is also drunk, and he appreciates this idea, and he says, excellent, that's a great plot. Stephano says, give me thy hand. I'm sorry, I beat thee. Okay, then give me your hand, and they shake hands, and then he says, I apologize for having beaten you, but while thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head. But I can still advise you that as long as you are alive, maintain a good tongue inside your head. Head, of course, refers to the upper part of the body, and the mouth is part of it, and the tongue is inside the mouth. So in that sense, he says that control your tongue, and I appreciate the rest of whatever you are. So just as long as you are alive, keep a good control over your tongue. Don't just speak out anything, and then you can be my friend. So with that, we finish off with page 84. We move on to page 85. And Caliban says, within this half hour will he be asleep? Wilt thou destroy him then? So Caliban is, well, the one who knows everything about Prospero's routine. So he says, within the next half an hour, this man, Prospero, will be falling asleep. So, Stefano, are you planning to kill him at that point of time when he is asleep? Stefano says, on mine honor, yes, I swear by my honor that I am going to do so. Ariel says, this will I tell my master. Now, Ariel, who is listening and observing, immediately decides to go and inform Prospero. I will go and tell my master that these people are planning in such a manner. Caliban says, thou makest me merry, I am full of pleasure. Let us be jocund. You are making me very happy. I am full of happiness. Let's celebrate, let's enjoy. Jocund means let's enjoy. Will you troll the catch? Will you troll the catch? You taught me but while will you please once again sing that tune of song which you taught me just a little while ago. While means just a little while before. Before or ago. Means before. Okay. Stefano says, at thy request, monster, I will do reason. Any reason. Monster, when you are requesting me, I will do anything which is reasonable. Anything. Come on, Trinculo, let us sing. Come on, Trinculo, join me as I sing. And he starts singing. Flout him and scout him, and scout him and flout him. Thought is free. So he's singing this song. Flout him and scout him, and scout him and flout him. Mock at them and challenge them. Challenge them and mock at them. Thought is free, because anyone can think whatever one wants to think, because thought is never restricted. Speech can be restricted. Other things, your movements can be restricted, but thought can never be restricted. Thought is free. So he starts singing. These are the 3 lines of a drunken song that he is trying to sing. And Caliban immediately interrupts. He says, that's not the tune. That's not that particular tune which you were singing earlier. Ariel plays the tune on a tabor and pipe. So, as soon as Caliban objects that it's not the same song, Ariel plays the tune of that particular song with the help of his little drum and pipe. Tabor is a small drum. Now, Stefano says, of course, they cannot see Ariel, they cannot see his musical instruments. All they can hear is the sound made by the musical instruments played by Ariel. So Stefano says, what is this saying? What was this that we heard just now? Trinculo says, this is the tune of our catch, played by the picture of nobody. This is the tune of our song, which is played by the picture of nobody. That means played by someone who is no one. Played by someone who is no one, because we cannot see that person. So Stefano says, if thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. Stefano, you see, when a person drinks, person becomes very bold and brave. So he says, if you call yourself a man, then reveal yourself. Show yourself to us. He is asking Ariel to show himself to them. If thou beest a devil, takest as thou list. So, then take my remark as you wish. If you are the devil, then you can do as you wish, because I cannot direct the devil. But if you are any other person who is hiding and playing music, then please reveal yourself. On the other hand, if you are the devil, then this remark which I have made, that reveal yourself, what I have said just now, you may consider it in your own way. Whatever you can think of it or make of it is up to you. Trinculo says, oh, forgive me my sins, because Stefano has taken the name of the devil. So immediately Trinculo feels scared, and because the devil comes to take the soul away of those who have done evil in life. So, oh, forgive me my sins, he starts praying. Stefano says, he that dies pays all debts. I defy thee, mercy upon us. One who dies happens to pay all his debts. That means the way you have lived your life, once you die, your soul has to pay the price for it. But I refuse to die. I am hale and hearty and alive. Therefore, I defy you. Mercy upon us. He also prays, let God's mercy be upon us. But I defy you, devil, if you are really the devil. He's talking to Ariel, but he's not able to see Ariel. Now, Caliban says, art thou afeared? Are you scared? Now, Caliban has already built up a picture of bravery in as far as Stefano is concerned. So he is not ready to accept, his mind is not ready to accept that Stefano could be scared, because Stefano has just prayed mercy upon us. So Caliban says, are you afraid? So move on to page 86. Stefano says, no, monster, not I. I am not afraid, monster. That's not me. Caliban says, be not afeared. The isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Don't be afraid. This island is full of various kinds of sweet music, and they only provide delight to the one who is listening. They are not harmful, so don't be afraid. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometime voices that if I then had waked after long sleep will make me sleep again. Well, sometimes I get to hear thousands of musical instruments being played, and then sometimes I get to hear voices singing, and as soon as I wake up from a deep sleep and hear those voices, once again I fall off to sleep. So there is some magical quality in those voices which I hear, sometimes the musical instruments, sometimes the voices, somebody singing, but I never get to see anyone. And sometimes soon after waking up from a deep sleep, I once again fall back into deep sleep. So this island has this quality that it is full of such sounds. And then in dreaming, the clouds, methought, would open and show riches ready to drop upon me. And then when I would fall asleep, once again after waking up from sleep, after hearing those voices sing some kind of unknown song, and some kind of heaviness would come into my eyes and I would fall asleep, I would then have dreams of clouds in the sky that were parting and revealing some precious gifts which were about to drop upon me. That when I waked, I cried to dream again. So after seeing such a wonderful, beautiful dream, again when I woke up, I would start crying because I would want to dream again, because that was such a wonderful dream, and I would start missing the dream. So Stefano says, this will prove a brave kingdom to me, where I shall have my music for nothing. So Stefano says, that's a great thing about this island, that if I become king of this island, I don't have to appoint separate set of musicians, because this island is full of music. So whenever I need entertainment, music will be in the air and I will enjoy. So Caliban reminds him, when Prospero is destroyed, yes, this island can become yours and you can become the king of this island, but that is possible only when you have destroyed Prospero. When Prospero is destroyed. Stefano says, that shall be by and by. I remember the story. Yes, of course, that will definitely be done eventually, by and by. I remember the story. I remember what story you have told me and what we are supposed to be doing. That shall be by and by. Then Trinculo says, the sound is going away. Let's follow it and do our work. That music or the sound in the air is moving away. Let's try to follow it, and then let's try to accomplish the task which we have in hand. Stefano says, lead, monster, will follow. I could see this taborer. He lays it on. Yes, so monster, you lead the way. and we will follow. I wish I really could see this guy who is playing the tabor. Taborer means the drummer. I wish I could see the taborer or the drummer, because he really lays it on, meaning to say he is really playing it well. He is playing it fast and he's playing it with a passion. So I really wish I could see him. So anyway, Monster, you lead the way and we will follow. Stefano tells Caliban, and Trinculo says to Caliban, "Wilt come? I'll follow, Stefano." So, okay, so we are coming, we are following you. I'll follow Stefano. We will follow you. So first Caliban, then Stefano, and then Trinculo. The three of them follow the music, little knowing that this music is being played on purpose, because Prospero, by means of this music, which is played by Ariel, is rounding them up one by one. First the royal party, then we saw Ferdinand being brought near Prospero's cell, where he fell in love with Miranda, and now we can see the three miscreants, the drunken butler Stefano, the court jester of the king of Naples Trinculo, and Caliban, who have conspired to kill Prospero. So all three are being rounded up, and by means of this magical tune in the air, they are actually mystified, attracted by the tune, and they are following it, little knowing that magic is actually working on them. So the three of them start moving, with Caliban leading the way, and the scene comes to an end, and that is where we finish up with Act 3, Scene 2. So part 2 of the video is also done. In our next video, we will be taking up the next scene from Act 3. So that's it for now. I hope you have understood. Thank you very much.